Doug.
Check it out, Limu, a roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Uncertain times can lead to fearful investing, which could leave you in a bad spot, especially if you're trading on emotion. When tumult opens and closes the market, you need sound advice.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If fear has you in its grips, it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact Asset Management, we specialize in providing complete wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter where the market goes. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say Talk to Mo for a free portfolio review. We will also discuss how we can work together to create your customized retirement plan. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say Talk to Mo, and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Again, call pound 250 on the cell phone and say Talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. All sorts of stuff we got to talk about today, and now I'm regretting that the show is only going until 4 to 45 p.m. Usually, we are giddy about getting time off, if for no other reason, just because it annoys the morning show. But today, so much stuff is happening. I wish we had a bunch more time. Not too much more time, just like the normal amount of time.
Quite a bit on the books today, huh, Jeffco? You know, that all that stuff that's going on over there, and in this sport, that news that came out about this sport, and then this over here, and then we had the race this past weekend, and all
you have
that.
No
stuff,
idea what I'm talking about, do you?
All sorts of
like zero idea what I'm getting.
I was just trying to
I
show some excitement on a Monday here.
I see right through you, Randy Wright. I see right through you. Let's start with some news that broke just a little bit ago. I guess Calvin Ridley has been suspended through the next season. Well, they said indefinitely, but they say at least through the 2022 season, and it was for gambling. Now, I am a little bit confused about some of this, but I'll get to that in a moment. So they came out and they came down on him pretty heavy. So here's the details as it came out from the NFL. So I guess when Calvin Ridley was taking some time off for what he said was his mental health issues, and he wasn't with the team in November of 2021. And so that's when he made some bets on one of those apps, one of those phone apps. And here's what they said. He said a league investigation uncovered no evidence indicating any inside information was used or that any game was compromised in any way, nor was there evidence suggesting any awareness by coaches, staff, teammates, or players of his betting activity. So the ethical issue would be if he bet against the Falcons, having some sort of information that he knew, oh, they're not going to win this game because this. That didn't happen. Now he broke a rule. Now it's not this, it's not the same if he was betting, like I just said, against the Falcons with inside information. They also said again there was no inside information. So I'm a little surprised that they came down an entire season heavy against this. Also, remember why he was out? Mental health issues. So whether he even knew that was part of his contract or not, might not really have been in a state of thinking that you would need to be to remember, oh yeah, I think he was sitting there on the couch, kind of bored. He says, I'm not even watching football. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess I hear a lot about these betting apps. I guess I'll try one. And he made his bets. And now he did bet for the Falcons in parlays to win each time. So he never bet against them, but anytime they were a part of his parlay, it was to win. I'm not saying what he did was right. Clearly there's a rule against this. And you've heard me say before, it wasn't the gambling that got Pete Rose kicked out of baseball and banned from the Hall of Fame. It was that he lied. Well, the NFL has said thank you to Calvin Ridley for coming right up as soon as they asked for a conversation. He didn't hide from it. He didn't lie about it. He came up and says, oh yeah, I did that. And they're still throwing an anvil of a book at him. That's $10 million that he was set to make next year. Here's how Calvin Ridley has replied. By the way, I know he's got mental health issues. I know now he's probably upset about this, but Calvin, punctuation. Can I just, and here's why. I wouldn't be a grammar Nazi about this, but here's what it says. His tweet says, I bet 1,500 total. I don't have a gambling problem. Now, if he had a comma, it'd say, I bet 1,500 total. I don't have a gambling problem. But without the comma, it says, I bet 1,500 total. I don't have a gambling problem. It's like he's trying to make a bet that just a comma.
I bet I don't have a gambling problem. Here's $1,500. Yeah.
Just need a comma. And then he says, I couldn't even watch football at that point. He says, well, I'm just going to be more healthy when I come back. So he's trying to, put a positive face on this. But whatever the case is, did he break a rule? Yes. Should they have thrown this heavy a book at him when he stepped right up immediately and said, yes, I did? When he didn't bet against his team, showing he wasn't using inside information. So I feel like this is an overreaction. But you know me, I like consequences for when people do things, they should suffer for their consequences for what they've done wrong. And when it has come to old Kareem Hunt taking a run down the hallway and kicking a girl in the head, how many games did he get for that? Did he get an entire season? No. Did how many other guys have been in domestic violence situations that didn't get full seasons? So this to me
so many
sounds like an enormous overreaction. But here's the good news. So I guess if you want to see it that way, I'm going to guess that this is the immediate bam by the NFL saying, look how serious we are. Calvin Ridley in a couple of days can appeal. On appeal, this will probably get shortened down to a fine and some games. If there is any justice in this world, that is what will happen.
The NFL appeal process usually allows you to knock it down half of however long you've been suspended.
It needs to be more than half.
It maybe, but I don't know if they're going to budge on that because they usually are pretty consistent about if we suspend you for 4, you can knock it down to 2. If we suspend you for 6, you can knock it down to 3. If they suspend him for a whole season, then he might be able to get half the season back.
Well, whatever. It's probably more than it needs. If your fine for gambling exceeds that of somebody who beat his wife, beat his kid, did something horribly and violently, then there is something horrifically wrong with the way the NFL sees any kind of justice.
Yeah, I mean, it is though. We already know that about the NFL. That's not really shocking news that their priorities are entirely out of whack, especially as Randy will tell you that they're the official sports betting partner of FanDuel. You know, when it comes to trying to protect the integrity of betting, they're going to drop us hard on. Calvin Ridley is going to be the first case, so that they hope they don't end up with a second.
This is not the one they probably should have dropped the anvil on, though. He has mental health issues while he's out. He probably didn't realize even that what he was doing was something that wrong. I think, yes, fine him. Yeah, suspend him a couple games if you want. But this, when it exceeds that of worse things, that doesn't sit well with me. And then really, with everything's going on, Calvin, the punctuation, man. Just a comma. That's it.
What irritates me is if they have the information that he did not bet for or against the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, he did bet for them. He did bet for them in a parlay, but that.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess I could see that, but he didn't bet against them.
But that doesn't mess with the integrity of the game.
And I understand, but yeah, I don't know why this is so severe. I don't know why this is so such a major issue. You're 110% right. People that are in abusive situations break the laws in different things, and this guy drops $1,500 on a bet. I don't. And he wasn't using any sort of information that he had.
Yeah.
He didn't break any laws except for the rule against betting on NFL games as an NFL player or an NFL employee.
Mr. Pringle,
I don't understand.
Mr. Pringle says, did anyone send Calvin Ridley that 1-800-NEXT-STEP gambling hotline? No, because I would bet a $1,500 he doesn't have a gambling problem.
I mean, I don't know. The dude's making $10 million a year. $1,500. No, not next year. That's true. But
you'll be lucky to make $5 million next year if what you're saying is right about how they do appeals.
Right. But the $1,500 out of what he makes usually, that doesn't point to a gambling problem.
Watch FanDuel pick him up and give him like $5 million to
make up the difference. Just be a spokesperson.
Be their spokesperson next season.
I don't know if he's the right face for that, though, to be honest. This guy's got to sort out some of his own stuff. Boomer Sooner says, good day, Jeffrey. Good day, Blender Nation. Just heard about Calvin Ridley. Forfeiting actually $11 million in salary. Hefty Lefty says, happy Monday, everybody. I, for one, can sleep peacefully knowing that Roger Goodell really protects the integrity of the Shield by suspending that piece of garbage, Calvin Ridley. Children, watch this game, for Pete's sake. The officiating hasn't molested the integrity of the league at all for the last few years or anything else that's happened in the NFL. All right. Swazman says, hey, guys, I was around back in the day in Tempe when Headache Smith threw the game. He was a really good player at ASU. Was really good back then. You couldn't tell he struck a deal with the devil of gamblers. Like I said last time, all this online gambling stuff is too much for the average person, even an athlete like Calvin Ridley. He says, by the way, I've bet exactly $0 so far. Doesn't make you any better or worse, man. But here's the thing. All these things, if it's on a phone or if it's a dude with a broken nose, if somebody's going to gamble and have a gambling problem, then it will happen no matter what. It doesn't matter that there are apps. It doesn't matter how things have progressed. There's always going to be an outlier who would have a problem. Calvin Ridley's not one of these guys. You might find that person somewhere, but I guarantee you, the dudes in Vegas who would try to influence a game that way, we're going to do it whether there's an app or not an app, because those kind of dudes don't use apps. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't mess with the integrity of the game, but there just happens to be gambling and gambling apps and more of a legalization. FedFam says, I got an email from Pool Hub. Is that the site that you're using for March Madness? No, CBS Sports. You sure it said pool? I just can't.
I've never heard of that before. I'm worried. So the NFL, by the way, they have their violations involving assault, battery, and domestic violence, as well as sexual assault. The baseline suspension for that is 6 games without pay. Then other extenuating circumstances would obviously push that up, like a weapon, harming a child. Those things would pump it up. But the baseline.
So basically, it's a plus minus Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. And so you could get suspended and still knock that down to 3. Like that's where the league's priorities are. That's where they are.
Senior Wakenbeck says, ain't no sunshine when the money's gone. Boogie says, remember when gambling on the sport you play was the worst thing you could do as a professional athlete? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that was always the thing. If it's against the rules, you break the rules, then you have to deal with the consequences of breaking that rule. 100% understand and agree with that. Well, but what I'm looking at now, if you take a step back, is the disparity of crime and punishment versus crime and punishment. Your crime of gambling carries more weight and punishment than sexual assault, domestic abuse, child abuse, or whatnot. It doesn't sit right, is all I'm saying. Fed Fan says, oh, thanks. Now I'm confused. Well, you should totally click on the link. No, don't click on the link. I'm kidding. Big George says, sorry, Jeffrey, I have to disagree. Calvin Ridley knowingly broke the rules, and the general rule, the NFL is trying to ban players betting on games that they're playing in. But he wasn't playing in this game. He was home dealing with his mental issues, Big George. Pete Rose was banned from baseball for such a thing. Pete Rose was banned from baseball in the Hall of Fame because of the lying, because he was a jackhole about the whole thing. Other players had gotten themselves in trouble, apologized, suffered some consequences, and were able to get back. So Pete Rose comparison is not really a fair thing here. It says Ridley should be suspended for at least half a season. Well, if he appeals it, that's what he'll get. Is the punishment harsh for a full season? Yes. Should wife beaters and child abusers be suspended longer? Yes. But this is also an issue that you need to nip in the bud. Well, I get it. But don't put an anvil down on one when you're not putting an anvil down on a worse thing.
Like,
so
yeah.
if I tell you, hey,
beating a woman is also an issue, you should probably nip in the bud too, right?
Yeah. If I come up to you and say, yeah, I got a little trouble, and you're gonna say, what for? Oh, I had some gambling. You're like, you knucklehead. If I say, I got in a little trouble, what for? Well, I beat the bleep out of my wife, and you're like walking away from me before I finish the sentence. If you're a good person, you see a huge difference in the things, George. Hefty Lefty says, I got that Pool Hub email too. Can confirm, not an adult website yet. Okay, well then that's not us, right? Because this is coming from CBSSports.com, the bracket challenge. And by the way, yes, you can win $1,580 if you win your bracket. Now, you don't have to have a perfect bracket. You just have to be better than everybody else. And if you've seen some people's brackets, you got a pretty good shot. So click on the Harman Solar logo at 1580 The Fanatic. Join the CBS Sports platform, and the password is Harman, all lowercase. And first place prize is $1,580 from Harman Solar. Even more prizes to come for second, third, fourth place, that sort of thing. So just enter now, get yourself in position and ready. Be logged in to the 1580 The Fanatic Harman Solar bracket challenge, and you'll be good to go after Selection Sunday. So don't sleep on this. It's a lot of fun. Cheesehead Bill says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Didn't he already pay a fine by betting that the Falcons would win? It's not much of a fine, Cheesehead Bill, but you got a point. Swazman says, Jeffrey, you are so wrong about Pete Rose. He was such a great player. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Listen, dude, I'm not arguing he was a great player. I was saying the reason he got banned is because he was an insufferable jerk in the proceedings. Was the commissioner a wonderful person? I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that's what cost him right there. Hefty Lefty says, third place, 30 pack. Very possible, Hefty Lefty. Very, very possible. 888-368-1580. And this is not even all of what we need to deal with today. Calvin Ridley was just the latest thing. Who wants to guess what the next thing is?
Pete Rose.
No, Randy, that was a long time ago. How about WNBA star Brittany Griner? First off, can I just say, who the hell's flying to Russia right now? Who thought that was a great idea? But she got arrested at a Russian airport. I guess this was last month, or at least in the last couple of weeks. Authorities found vape cartridges with hashish oil in her luggage, and the crime there can carry a prison sentence of up to 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if they planted it. I don't know if she'd gotten a permission to have it, because a lot of times these players will use cannabis or other things, and it's legal here, for pain management, that sort of thing. So I don't think she was showing up selling it. I think it was just for her own, therapy, I guess. But I guess her arrest could go beyond simple crime and punishment. Evelyn Farkas is a former Pentagon official, thinks Russia could be using it for sinister purposes, which was the first thing I think most of us thought, that she would now be some sort of a bargaining chip. And she's the best WNBA player America has. I don't know that Russia understands how much we value the WNBA here, though. I don't know that this is a bargaining chip. They may think it is,
and maybe they don't, because you wondered why she was there. I think she was actually arrested 2.5 weeks ago.
It's the first we're hearing about it.
But yeah, because they kept it under wraps. But she was there because WNBA players play all year round, and they make more money in Russia than they do here. So that's why she was there. And she was trying to come back, and that's when everything went down.
Deadspin was saying that America failed Brittany Griner by not paying her better and forcing her and many other players to supplement their incomes in other countries. And I'm like,
America failed.
Calm down, Deadspin. That site's become a little bit. I don't even know what the word is, but it's a bit dramatic, I think.
Quite.
Yeah.
But is it true that she can make more money? Yes. Has America failed her? I don't think they have.
It's true she can make much more money, but I don't know that America's failed her, but just the fact that we're not interested in watching our own women play, but other countries are. It
sounds like an opportunity to me, but as far as us failing her, no. I think if they would take my advice and lower the rims, you can dunk, then maybe it'd be different.
Brittany can already dunk. She doesn't need the rim lowered.
She's the only one then.
There are a couple.
Liz
Cambage can dunk too.
I've never seen a dunk
7 feet tall.
Yeah, there's
when you tell me
ladies in the WNBA that
when you tell me there's consistent dunking on level with the NBA, I'll start watching. How's that deal?
Okay.
Sure. That's fair, right?
Yeah,
I'm not being unreasonable here.
No,
I just don't think
not at all. Not at all.
I don't think that the comparison between the NBA and the WNBA
it's just a different game. I don't expect the same things from both games. That's why I enjoy them both.
Here's my take on this. Brittany Griner went to Russia to make more money. Yes.
Fair enough.
She felt like she needed to go there, and she needed to make more money for her and her family. Yes, that is true. Brittany Griner should not have been traveling with that contraband. Period.
No,
and I'm not saying that using her as a bargaining chip or detaining her or anything else is something that I want to see. I'm just saying, look, we were just talking about consequences of your actions. She should not have had that on her.
No,
and it wasn't even in her luggage. It was in her carry-on.
Right, but there is a chance that she had been told by the team and Russian officials in the past that was okay because of her status and what she's doing. And they may have changed their minds about that as soon as all the sanctions hit, because what these idiots are doing in the Ukraine. And so now they've just turned on her. So she probably showed up thinking, well, wait, no, I was allowed to before. So this just might be, one of those kinds of things. But listen, we got to take a break. We come back. We'll talk more about Brittany Griner and other assorted things that maybe was bad news or good news in sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Get the edge you need to complete your best bracket ever. VSiN's Bracket Betting Guide is just $3.99 at vsin.com/hoops.
Golden State Warriors look to add a 4-game losing streak. Will they visit Denver? The Nuggets are the 8-point home favorite, total 223.5. Los Angeles Lakers a 2-point road dog at San Antonio. The Lakers 9-19 on the road this year. Spurs look to add a 4-game losing streak. Arizona, the -120 favorite with the Pac-12 tournament this week in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena. UCLA +160. Southern Cal 10-1. Oregon 15-1. Arizona State 50-1. Sun Devils open up Wednesday with Stanford in the 8-9 matchup. The winner will meet top-seeded Arizona in the quarterfinal. I'm Mike Sennett on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage Team. 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at ProCopy. For the last year, you've heard me talk about how ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available for over 20 years, plus their outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. Now part of Flex Technologies Group, they are committed to ProCopy's industry leadership and excellence. Whether you have branches anywhere in the U.S. or right here in Arizona, you can count on ProCopy and Flex Technologies for all your office equipment needs. They focus on print, document management, document production, and managed IT, representing the best brands such as Canon and Ricoh. They proudly serve over 35,000 customers nationally. They still remain a local company and continue to give back to the community. The ProCopy Foundation has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Give them a call, 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679, and tell them Bruce Jacobs sent you.
Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe would like to thank the doctors, nurses, first responders, and all essential workers for keeping America safe and strong during these remarkable times. You truly have been the backbone of our country who deserve our admiration. Remember, as we return to better than normal and life moves on, it's important to be careful and cautious, but get out there and support small business. Always shop local and buy American. Desert Vintage Restoration in Tempe, leading the way because together we all win.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 The Fanatic. The Daily Blender. What? I don't know. I'm trying to try out a new voice. I want to be like the guy in that horrible commercial we just heard. 1580 The Fanatic wants you to know that the Daily Blender is your friend. The support in the world for the friends of the Daily Blender. And yes, King Kittens, he did say it. He said it. 1580 The Fanatic. Holy God, what is happening with this radio station? All right, let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. People are talking about Brittany Griner. Let's see. Mr. Wilbur says, let's set up a GoFundMe page and send Senior Wake and Bake over to get Brittany out. Or maybe just, I don't know, help her legal fund or whatever. Fed Fan says, Brittany failed herself, not America. She plays basketball over there. She can't be that smart. She should have known what rules are in Russia. She played there for several years. Plus, I'm saying there might be a chance that they had allowed her an exemption and then yanked it.
Yeah. And also what they're charging her is with selling it, which she could not possibly be doing with the quantity that she had. So this is beyond Brittany to a degree. I think it's unfair to say America failed her.
They're trumping the charge.
The
fix is in.
And she did fail herself to a degree.
Sure,
yes.
sure.
But like, let's not act like the Russian state isn't going over the top on this.
Right. Yeah, listen, if I was Brittany Griner, no way in hell am I getting on a plane to Russia. There has been a travel advisory about what's happening right now since January 23rd. So right there, who the hell's going to Russia right now?
Well,
but I get it. She probably
it's not
thought
Russia
she
that's
was
getting the bombs dropped on them. It's the Ukraine.
No, because this is exactly why I would not go to Russia. Because if you're an American, you'd go to Russia and become a bargaining chip. Guess what? There you go. It just happened. Rye Guy says, I think the punishment's so severe for gambling on your own sport because a player could negatively alter, even on a small scale, that sport's income. And they don't like that, one man's opinion. No, we understand that. But there's no evidence that that is what he did, because he just bet a parlay. He didn't talk to anybody about it. And he bet in favor of his team, indicating he had no inside information. I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm not saying he shouldn't suffer some consequences for breaking rules. Just saying the punishment far exceeds what had happened. Hefty Lefty says she got caught on a minor contraband issue, but it happened to be during the worst possible time since the 80s. Not a ton of diplomatic favors between these countries right now. I say they let her fight Putin 1v1 for freedom. My guess is she starts at minus 2,000 favors. I'm pretty sure Calvin Ridley bet 1,500 on it.
Yeah.
Why not? Senior Wakem Bake says she'll be dunking all right, but in Siberian jail, it's just a whole different. Okay. He says, hey, Swazman, you take bubble baths. All right. Good Cat says, what's a better golf movie? Okay. Why? Okay. I'm going to pause you right there. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Better golf movie.
Don't worry. We're not going to spend all day on this, Good Cat. But if you don't like the conversation, just hang around. On this show, 3 minutes later, you get a new one. Helly's proctologist says Paul McCartney made the same mistake 40 years ago in Japan.
Yeah.
But it was way more illegal back then. Now it's legal in a lot of this country. So it's also, you should give her a little bit more of a pass based on that. And no, nobody's selling the amount that they are talking about. She says, hopefully Brittany's result will be just like Paul's. Yeah, he got off, I think, on that one. Mr. Wilbur says, maybe Brittany's a spy. Oh, don't help Putin.
No, she's in Russia, not Iran.
Come on, she's only 6'8". She's female. She would never stand out in a crowd in Russia, being African-American. She's a spy. Thanks, Wilbur. Blissful Hayes says, the moral of the story is we need to make gambling legal everywhere, and we need to make hash oil legal everywhere. Well, we can't tell people what to do with their own countries, Blissful Hayes. Don't start with me. Hefty Lefty says, the answer is Caddyshack. Oh, damn you, Good Cat. He says, just tuning in. I'm sorry, I didn't know what the topic was. So you just thought you'd immediately try to change it?
Why not? Fourth dimension.
All right,
it is their prerogative.
Which one's better, Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack? I'm going Happy Gilmore.
That's really close for me.
Wow.
And I'm from the Caddyshack era. Caddyshack is pretty funny, but I don't think it aged very well.
Happy Gilmore.
Gilmore, when he goes on that epic rant and the PGA channel's bleeping him like monkey bleep 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 bleep. It's just that cracks me up every time.
Each movie has its great points. I mean, like Bob Barker kicking what's his name's ass.
Yeah,
now that was funny.
Sandler.
Yeah, Bob Barker kicking Sandler's ass.
That was funny. I do like in Caddyshack the Bill Murray line about the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, and that was
he had about
too,
1,000. He had 1,000 great lines in there.
Ooh, sure.
Gunga Lunga.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what he said to me?
So,
and the fact that the Dalai Lama knows that and quotes it is funny.
That's even better. Yeah. Well, and the fact he's still alive.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, Murray got old as hell. All right. So we're probably not going to have the golf movie conversation. But listen, there's so many stupid things happening because of the Russia thing. We talked last week about all the different sports who are canceling out Russia and anything Russian, and people are pouring out any vodka, whether it's British made or not. It just sounds Russian. You're getting, and it keeps going a bit too far. And now it may have gone, well, this has gone into a dumb area. When you give dumb people a lot of ammunition, they of course are going to be doing dumb things. Russian tyrant Vladimir Putin, enemy number one. We all agree. And now Canada's got a problem. Chain of French Canadian restaurants, they're having to publicly distance themselves from Putin because they've received a bunch of insults and threats since Putin invaded Ukraine. Why? Because what they sell sounds like his name. They sell poutine.
Oh my God.
Which is French fries, cheese curds, and gravy. And people are so stupid. They're like, I can't believe you're selling Putin over there. And it has to be Americans. Yeah, sure. Poutine. Okay, but still, just how
poutine has existed since before Putin existed, though.
Poutine is delicious. Putin's not an item on the menu, people. And so in the restaurant, I put out a statement saying we support Ukraine. Poutine's a dish born in Quebec in 1950s. Putin, on the other hand, born in Russia in the 1950s. Naturally, a lot of people are finding this funny, which is good. One person said, people stop confusing Putin poutine. One's dangerous and unwholesome mix of greasy, lumpy, congealed ingredients. The other's a delicious food. So,
that's funny.
That just shows you how dumb we're getting. It's just the pendulum swing of reaching maximum velocity, terminal velocity on stupidity. I think we are probably going to see it spin, and it's happening in Florida. There's this guy in Palm Coast, Florida. He got pulled over for speeding, and he gives the cops three excuses. First one, he's like, I just bought the card, and I didn't realize I couldn't get out of sport mode. Well, that's just stupid. Then he says, oh, actually, no, I ran that stop sign to avoid another car that was coming, but the cop saw the whole thing, knew it wasn't true. So then his story changed again. He's like, well, I'll be honest, I just found out Putin was threatening to nuke the world, so I was just trying to get home. I was trying to get home to read the news.
Is he one of these guys that's like, if I make the cop laugh, I might get away?
No, this guy was just trying any excuse that would fit. And everybody was making their stupid Russian home jokes last week to avoid fallout. Well, this guy was actually trying it as an excuse to get out of a ticket. That's how dumb this is.
Unbelievable.
Can I just say, Heavy Metal Maniac was sending me some direct messages on Twitter. I think he's lost his mind. He's lost his mind because of what happened to Cam Johnson. And he just, woe is me, screaming on Twitter, that's the end of the world. Let me remind you, as it stands right now, after we lost Chris Paul, the Suns are 50-50. They have won 3, they have lost 3 since the Rockets. And they have another game tomorrow night against the Magic. So it's not the end of the world, but people are freaking right out because they're missing Cam Johnson. They were missing Booker, and they're missing Chris Paul. So, and Booker, he must have COVID because that's 3 games. How long? When's he coming back? Is any word on him coming back? I thought he had already be back by now. So, that game with the Bucks, without all your star players, basically, the Suns played the Bucks really tight until the fourth quarter. That's where the whole thing changed, and it had a lot to do with fouls and non-fouls, and you don't have your stars. But that for them to go 3 quarters toe to toe with the champion Milwaukee Bucks and without your team the way it should be, says pretty good things about this team right now, I think.
Look, man, Drew Holiday doesn't have 46 points. Bucks don't win that game.
True. And that was just either bad calls in the fourth quarter or just the defense breaking down. So thanks for that. What do you got to say there, Keon?
So they don't have a return date for Devin Booker, but he's not playing tomorrow either.
See, that's got to make you wonder, doesn't it?
It does. They just said that he's still in the COVID protocols, and they haven't gotten any more specific than that.
Yeah, he's got it then. He's popping positive tests if he's out this long. So who knows? We'll see him again. But listen, again, not the end of the world. Suns still on top, and they only lost 3 games out of these 6. That's you're in good position. I mean, the Warriors ain't having a good time either, and they're the second on the rankings. Or did something change?
No, the Warriors got beat by the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a bad sign for them.
They're still second, but yeah, it looks like it's falling apart in Golden State.
LeBron went crazy on him. Just decided I'm going to win this one, and just won the game by himself. He had 56 points or something. Crazy. But again, I don't get too upset about where the Suns are. CP3 will be back in time for the playoffs. Booker is going to get through this COVID thing. I don't know though. Cam Johnson has bruised right quadriceps. Remind me what the hell quadricep is. Where is that?
It's on the front of your thigh.
Yeah.
Okay. You just got a bruise?
Yeah, like maybe somebody, you run into somebody, and if the knee gets you there, that can be a pretty solid bruise, depending on how fast you're moving when you collide.
Seems a little weak sauce to me there, buddy. Cam Johnson, suck it up. Get your ass back in that game. I hope he's listening. 888-368.
It's a muscle injury, so that they always take it easy with those. You're not trying to.
Well, he didn't pull it. He just got a bruise. Boo-hoo, Buckaroo. Get back in the game. We need him. Jesus.
No, again, like you said, you're the number 1 seed in the Western Conference and the best record of the entire league. Get your guys 100% healthy before you.
No, he's a bench player. Get his ass back in there. Mr. Wilbur says Michelob Light in a bottle. I have no idea why he said that. Rye Guy says, I hate that Bob Barker. Hefty Lefty says, speaking of ammunition, did you see the country of San Marino catch a stray this morning with the list of countries on Russia's naughty list? No idea what you're talking about, Hefty Lefty. No idea what you're talking about. Didn't see it. Screaming Eagle says, happy Monday, Fanatic and Fourth Dimension. Hope everybody had a fun, productive weekend. Well, you got to throw the word productive in there. Why do you have to be productive? Have you been talking to my wife? Oh my God. Every weekend I have to do stuff. Oh, by the way, we went and had a nice visit with her mom, and we had to take a couple hours of a drive, and we found out something about our new dog, Buddy O'Brien. He's scared to death he's going to get abandoned again.
Oh boy.
That was, he was sweating profusely, and you know how dogs do, frothing, dripping sweat from the mouth. It freaked him out so much. Like the next day I'm watching CNN, and he's like, who cares about the Ukraine? I was taken on a drive yesterday. I got problems. I was like, this dog is overreacting. He's right here. Usually he doesn't lay right here next to me. Usually goes over there, but because he's so scared that we're going to dump him, he's not leaving anybody's side anytime soon. Poor guy.
You got to use this to your advantage. No more crapping in the house, dog, or it's a drive for you.
Used to be you get the leash. He'd be like, oh, we're going for a walk. You get the leash now. He's like, I'm going upstairs. So Big George says, poutine's the best food dish from Canada. It has nothing to do with Putin. Yeah, I know, George. We just sorted that out, but thanks. Yeah. I want to get some poutine around here somewhere. I mean, I've never had it, but it sounds delicious. Witcho says, what if they planted the drugs on Brittany Griner? She had to know she was going to go through the security at the airport. Well, that's what I'm saying. They either planted the drugs on her, or they had given her exemption in the past and said it's no big deal because of your status. You know, everything is crooked. That you slip a guy some money, or a team official says, no, she's good. And now, because of what's happening with the United States, suddenly she's not. So, boy, you put a lot of trust into the Russians. Still, I'm not finding it that bright. Lost Toby says, in support of Ukraine, I'm only sleeping with Russian women right now. That's right. I'm going to serve them one disappointment at a time. That's pretty funny. Boomer Sooner. We'll get to that in a moment. Tell you what, we got to take a break. When we come back, we do have other things to talk about, but of course, whatever you want, tweet on in, text on, don't tweet. We don't read your tweets. Text on in. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. 888-368-1580. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Check it out, Limu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Lino, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Lifestyles Unlimited Wealth and Passive Income Expo is March 17th, 18th, and 19th. Learn how to retire in 5 years or less from thousands of investors and expert wealth educators. Seek from topics like single-family rentals, buying apartment communities, passive investing, workshops on raising capital, asset protection, tax-free income, and more. Go to wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com. Free for military, first responders, and medical professionals. Enter promo code EXPO USA. Open to everybody. Wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com. That's wealthandpassiveincomeexpo.com.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now.
Or even now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Monday. Coming up here, we got some NCAA basketball action for you. Stay tuned for that. It's at 4:45. Speaking of basketball, hey, Keon, how many threes you think you could sink on the Phoenix Suns court there at Foot Fungus Arena?
Well, how many shots do I get?
And how many threes? 30 seconds. How many threes in 30
seconds? Oh, probably like 5.
And remember, this is the NBA three-point line. Jeffco, how about you?
4 or 5. I'm actually pretty good as long as nobody's in my face.
Well, FanDuel giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Visit FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center. So you got to go down there to the Footprint Center. Visit the FanDuel Sportsbook March 13th to 17th and place any $100 bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. So in 30 seconds, shooting threes, I could hit maybe probably 0. I'm absolutely abhorrent when it comes to that.
Even with a granny shot, maybe you get a couple.
I don't think I could hit anything from three-point land.
I think that if you knew you were going to go out there and make these shots, try to make these shots, you'd practice. I think you'd be better than you think you are.
Well, all right. So Jeffco says 5. Keon, you said how many? 5?
Yeah, I said 5 too.
Okay.
And then so you see the look Keon gave me when I said 5. He's just like. He does not believe
I didn't disbelieve. I don't know how much basketball you play or if you were a shooter when you played. Listen, I have no idea.
Jeffco, one time we were doing the morning show. We sent him down there, and he was going to. He was given he was supposed to be given.
Which Van Drysdale was that?
It was Dick Van Arsdale, and Dick Van Arsdale had summoned him and said, "Stay down there, 5:00 in the morning. Don't worry, we're going to be there." So he waited there all day. Yeah, because Dick Van Arsdale had told him that his true story. He was going to get a tryout, but alas, the door never opened.
I didn't feel like I was getting enough playing time on my church league, and he heard about that, and he offered me a tryout. And of course, nobody ever opened the door. It was just a misunderstanding. But then the next time I played, the pastor said, "You want playing time? I'll give you playing time." And he left me in the entire game. I didn't get a rest.
He gassed him right there.
I got gassed good, but I hung in there, and I was 23 or something, so I was able to survive it. But he just nearly killed me.
Listen, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, what an opportunity to get on the court there at the foot. What is it? Foot fungus. Footprint Center. Footprint Center, and shooting from the floor there. 3 points in 30 seconds. Join him for opening night of the playoff games too. The NCAA March Madness at the Sportsbook. You can enjoy the outdoor terrace, America's #1 sportsbook, and watch live games on at least 40 TVs. And if you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up online using promo code Randy1580 through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your basketball shooting prowess to the test, my friends. On March 17th, go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix and get your spot on the court. To learn more, remember 21 or older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at the Footprint Center. Required shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Restrictions apply. See all the terms and details at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP 53342.
888-368-1580. So we got a big mishmash of texts that we got to deal with here with all the different things we've been talking about, whether it's my dog Buddy, Brittany Griner in the UK, ASU's current situation. We haven't even gotten to the UFC fight this weekend. We're getting there. Mr. Pringle says, Jeffrey listens to CNN. That explains everything. Okay, well, that's just a dumb thing to say. And by the way, I don't watch CNN. What I do is I haven't paid for the mix that has BBC. So what happens is you put it up on my screen, that news mix from DirecTV, and you see the CNN, the Fox News, the MSNBC, a couple weather channels, and then the BBC. I always go down to the BBC. But if I want to see something on the big screen, like actual video, somebody's speaking or there's some I can't watch it big screen for the BBC because I don't pay for that package. So I watch BBC News most of the time because CNN is too liberal, far left crazy, and Fox News is too neocon conservative, right wing crazy. And and really, to be honest, it's nice to see Tom Selleck selling reverse mortgages every now and then on Fox. And, just saying, but I don't want to be tilted one direction or the other. There's more in this life than an R or a D or B. So I go to BBC, the world news, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to see what's going on there. So that there, Mr. Pringle, suck it. 888-368-1580. Rye Guy says, oh, yeah? Can I come over and jam my knee into your quad there, Jeffrey? You can certainly try.
If you think you're man enough.
I mean, you do what you got to do. But no, I was mostly kidding about Cam Johnson's bruise, but still, this doesn't seem like a serious sort of injury.
It really depends on the impact. If it hits hard, you really can't bend your leg very easily to talk about you're running, at an NBA speed. You just can't do it.
It seems a little tin ply to me. Taco Kenny says, hey, Lakers upset Golden State. Booker out with COVID. Suns still win. Bleep you, Russia. Exactly what we were all thinking, Taco Kenny. Heavy Metal Maniac says, when you're watching team over 50 years and no titles, you have a tendency to push a panic button. I know we're good, but I just worry about it. That's all right, Heavy Metal Maniac, but I don't know why you slipped into my DMs to scream in all caps for about 3 or 4 messages. Hefty Lefty says, at least Cam Johnson didn't tear both quads off the bone like one of the strongman competitors did at the Arnold Strongman Classic this weekend. Are you serious?
Have you guys ever?
Did he just debone himself?
Have you guys ever ripped a muscle away from the bone?
No.
I've done it one time. It is excruciating.
I hope I never do.
Excruciating.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does it reattach itself?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you have to get in there and staple it on?
Well, sometimes it requires surgery. Sometimes if the ligaments are not so much involved, it will elongate, and you've got to really work on it. And that is excruciating to have somebody in there just working on that muscle, just kneading away on it. Oh my God.
I'm all good.
Listen. And then you've got to keep it immobile
so here's what I'd say.
The act of having it happen is excruciating.
Cam Johnson didn't tear anything. He has a bruise. Second, if that ever happened to me, knock me out, cut me open, duct tape that muscle to my leg, and don't wake me up till it's fixed.
Yeah, it is. You have not lived. See, there's a few things in life that I have had the honor and joy of participating in. One of them is taking when you're up there and you're facing a guy who's throwing about 90 or so, and you foul one off and it hits right off the shin, just above your ankle. Oh, guys, you have not lived until you have done that. You have not lived. I mean, that son of a gun hurts for weeks.
You sit on the curb like Peter Griffin.
Yeah. That's exactly right. That's exactly a ripping muscle away from the bone. You have not lived until you have done that. Yeah.
There's some pain. Lego in the middle of the night, shin into a piece of furniture in the dark. There's all sorts of pain that you can have, but ripping the muscle away from the bone, I can't even fathom.
Oh, yeah. And funny thing was, it was my left quad. It was during a game. It wasn't a full tear. It was just a partial, and that's all I needed. Yes, hello. Jeffrey O'Brien, 1580 Fanatic.
I got to know.
Yeah?
Did it make a sound?
It popped.
You heard it pop?
It was a
like a
pop.
Chicken bone.
Oh, it was a muffled pop. Yeah. And it was a sickening pop. And guys that have blown your knees out, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Guys that had the ACL or the MCL snap and you heard it. Yeah.
We were playing basketball with a guy that tore his Achilles and we heard it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's that sickening pop.
It was disgusting. Just the worst sound.
Well, luckily we're far enough away from dinner that this Helly's proctologist texts in, Buddy's feelings are real, Jeffrey. Glad you're his new dad. I know his feelings are real. I feel bad for him. We're going to have to sedate him if we ever go on a road trip. I think once he gets to trust us that every time he gets in a car, he's not getting dumped off in the New Mexican desert or something. He was done dirty by his last owners. So, which is weird because they got him from the same rescue. So somebody rescued a dog just to throw him away like trash. And he's such a great dog. I can't understand it.
Yeah.
Unless I wake up at night, he's like, stealing from my my safe or charging stuff on my credit card. Then I'll be like, that's why.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Mr. Pink Eye says, sounds like Jeffrey versus Keon in a little one-on-one basketball. I'm not that good. I mean, if we just shoot around and you say, okay, 30 seconds and you got the balls and you just keep shooting it, I give him a run for the money. Anything else? Horse, forget it. One-on-one, forget it. Anything else, I could foul the bleep out of Keon. And Keon's a pretty big kid, so I don't even know if I'd be able to do that as well. But like I said, the only thing I know is I got a certain spot on the court. I can shoot threes with some little practice. I can shoot threes pretty consistently standing around. That's it. Nothing else could I beat Keon at in basketball.
And I'm a below average 3-point shooter. I'll just be honest about that.
Yeah. So me saying 5 wasn't like, ooh, no, that's not good at all.
In 30 seconds, if you're actually good, you should make a whole hell of a lot more than 5.
You guys would probably hit like iron or net or something. I'd miss the entire thing. I would miss the backboard. I'd miss everything.
I think
I'd be out there towards the end of time, just whistling them up there like baseball or football throw. Just hit something, you bastard.
They'd have to have guys standing well behind the backboard. But I think we should get partial
have to put
credit.
up one of those baseball nets to just protect the kids,
Like we should get a quarter of a point if we just hit the rim. If it hits the rim, we get a quarter of a point. Boogie, yes, I saw that LSU did steal or pick up, whatever you want to call it, ex-ASU quarterback Jaden Daniels. Will he be an early Heisman favorite? You're hilarious. He's entering into a quarterback competition, which I don't know. I think he's got a pretty good chance to lose. Don't you think there, Keon?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to LSU. Brian Kelly, what he does is develop quarterbacks, and what he likes to do is to have a bunch of them so that he can figure out which guy has got the most tools that he can exploit and use in games. And so, Jaden Daniels is not walking into something where he is going to be crowned, the heir apparent at LSU. He's going to have to earn that job if he wants it.
Right. So now he's transferred there for the opportunity. I guarantee you the minute it doesn't look like he's going to start, he's going to jump again.
Think so?
To someplace else. Is there a limit on how many times you can transfer portal?
No.
There is a limit to how many times you can transfer and not sit a year out. But there's no limit to how many times.
How many? Like 4 or 5?
No, that you can only transfer once without penalty.
Jay Daniels is gambling.
Yeah, he is.
Big George says, I always stunk at 3-pointers. Rebounds, simple, 2-pointers. That's my specialty. No, of course. You're 7 damn feet tall. Wing Guru, that's a long text. I'll have to come back to that in the next one. Lost Toby does say, PBS News Hours, that's where it's at. Yeah, but then I feel guilty because I will never donate to public broadcasting. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if this was any good, you didn't sell commercials, you bastards. Get a job. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Check it out, Limu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Look, an emo wearing sunglasses.
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. We have 45 minutes or so until the Southern Conference Championship takes over our airwaves. I'll be honest, I do not know who's playing.
I do.
Yeah, who's playing in the Southern Conference Championship?
Well, I don't know both of the teams playing, but I know one of the teams playing. Well, my alma mater.
Oh,
University of Tennessee in Chattanooga.
Who's beating
Hey,
the
Mocs?
So who's beating the University of Tennessee
who's
in Chattanooga?
beating the Mocs? No one's beating the Mocs today. You don't even need to know the other team.
Would you just Google this so I can say who's the other team? I'm on your side. I'm pulling. I'm just teasing. All right, let's clean up this text line, and then we got to move on to some other things here. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, maybe Scooby-Doo would have been a good name for your dog. Yeah, but that's more of a Great Dane name. It's not really, doesn't really fit him right there. But man, that's a good idea. Wing Guru says, Jeffrey, my man Buddy will be just fine. I've been working with rescue dogs for a dozen years now. They do act that way when they're new to your house and thinking they're going to get dumped to return. Just be as consistent as you already know since you've had dogs before, and he'll be fine. Best of luck to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, we're just going to take him on test trips. I'm going to take him for a little ride. So, just short things. So he knows every time he gets in the car, he's coming home again. So, and I'm going to dope him up if we go on a log ride. I mean, not like illegally. I'm going to get some
You're
sedatives.
just gonna bomb him.
Yeah. I'm not like getting into grandma's medicine cabinet. I think that'll work. I'm not roofing the dog or anything. I'm going to get the vet will give something for anxiety, and we only will ever use it for long trips.
So how did Buddy did he sit fine in the car? Was he okay in the car?
No.
So he was all over the place, was
no. I knew something might happen, so I put a crate in the back, a small crate in the back. And he likes crates. He's actually I didn't even know he was crate trained. I just got this crate and he just walked right in. He's like, this is cool. I like it. Thanks. So when he got in the car, he got there and he stood the entire time. He stood like braced and he just looked like, I want this to be over now.
Yeah.
He looked miserable and I felt so bad, but he's got to get used to it. It's like, if you sit or if you lay down, this goes easier. But he's so freaked out by the prospect he's going to be abandoned. So you're right, Wing Guru. Over time and consistency, he'll figure this out. But in the meantime, it's just kind of hard to see. So,
by the way, SoCon tournament championship, it's UTC versus Furman University.
Furman.
Yes. Furman.
Like the racist cop from the OJ trial? That
now that you bring it up, yes, but probably not named after him.
Oh.
Definitely not named after him.
Yeah, you'd hope not. Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah,
then we're definitely rooting on your team, man. Right,
let's go UTC. What are they?
I don't know.
They're the Mocs.
Let's go non-racist cop college.
The Mocs. Let's go beat. What is Furman?
They're the Paladins.
Paladins are crap.
Somebody playing Dungeons and Dragons is like, I really resent that. That was too deep a joke, I think. Happy lefties. What a coincidence. This morning I was watching the 1970s Cincinnati Royals versus Golden State Warriors game, and Van Arsdale was having a pretty nice game. I didn't think I'd hear his name twice today. Isn't it weird how that works out?
Yeah.
Fed Fan says, if you tear a ligament, it sounds like when you add milk to Rice Krispie cereal.
Sort of. Sort of.
Fed Fan says, I'm going to stop listening to the show. I'm going to go practice my 3-pointers right now. Guys, again, beating me or Keon in a 3-point contest, not really you would call a high bar, okay? Just, we could, I guess, have you shoot threes against Keon to try to win a prize. I feel like he'd still probably do better than I would. But outside of that, we haven't set anything up yet. So sorry. Mr. Wilbur says, in all seriousness, Jeffrey, I bet I could hit more threes in 30 seconds than you can. Dude, you're blind. You'd have to have somebody point you at the basket. And that's cheating. If you just walk out there and start throwing them, then thumbs up. But if is that cheating? I think it's cheating if somebody says
he'd have to have a sounding on the hoop so he knows where it is.
He's like a sniper. He has to have a guy spotting going to the left 3 degrees up to the fire. Navy Brad says, I've read that Calvin Ridley of the Falcons has been suspended. Yeah, we talked about that in the last hour. And
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Rye Guy says, oh, that poor little dog. You go, buddy. Fourth Dimension loves you. He is a good boy. He says that now is the time for the Daily Blender party show, guys. The COVID excuse ain't working anymore. Well, listen, Rye Guy, just because the state of Arizona is saying that COVID's over. It's not necessarily over. There's still a report every week of a few thousand people getting it and 100 or so dying. Now, that said, things are getting better and we're this close. There's just a few more little things that need to happen where I feel confident that the people who come out, I don't want to be responsible for you guys getting sick. I don't want to be responsible for our crew getting sick. So as soon as I feel like there's a certain just one little thing we need to have happen yet, and that is the antivirals to be successful and available, to anybody who needs it if they get sick. That's all I'm waiting on before we do stuff like that. Other than that, it's going to be very specific, and we're going to pick I'm hoping that we can actually have the Daily Blender fantasy football draft party this year. There'll be a couple hundred people at that for sure. We've been waiting for this for now. Can you believe it? 2 years. So yeah, right, guy. I'm glad you want to hang with us. We want to hang with you, but I want to make sure you guys are okay and that our crew is okay. Then we'll do that. Bruno Baller says, what are Keon's top 4 seeds for the tournament right now? And could that change after the conference tournaments?
Sure.
Well, of course it's going to change after the conference tournaments. There's just no getting around it. And, man, off the top of my head, that is tough to ask. I mean, you'd have to say Duke, because Duke is better than everybody in the ACC, even though Coach K's last game got spoiled. And that was.
Why are you smiling so big about that?
Because I grew up because I was in Maryland and everybody hated Duke. So even though I'm not a Maryland fan, there's just something pleasant whenever Duke loses.
No, I get the same smile when the Yankees lose or Arizona loses. I understand that.
It's not an active hatred of Duke. Like, I don't actively root against them, but when they lose, it's.
Randy gets the smile when the Rams lose, or the Seattle Seahawks lose. I don't know what baseball team you hate, Randy, but I've seen the smile on you.
Dodger.
Oh, the Dodgers. Oh, that, yeah. Okay, so we all get that smile.
Yeah, I feel that way about the Cowboys and the Phillies too. There's just something warm in my heart when that happens. So
fair enough.
But you have to say Duke. They're really damn good. I don't know how you don't say Arizona at this point. The way that they've played. But again, the conference tournament, Pac-12's deep. It's real tough, and I would toss out Kansas and Gonzaga.
There you go. Blissful Hayes says, shouldn't the host know who's playing tonight on 1580? Have you ever heard this show, Blissful Hayes? Big George.
And also, the SoCon tournament literally got decided last night. So it's not like Jeffrey was going to be following the Southern Conference tournament to know.
I don't care if we'd known for 2 weeks, Keon. I still probably wouldn't have known right off the top of my head until somebody told me.
I was trying to give you some cover, but
I appreciate that, but I don't even need the cover. If you've ever heard the show, why are you surprised? Big George says it's the Furman Paladins and Chattanooga Mocs in the Southern Conference tournament final. Not sure what a mock is.
It's a bird.
Yeah. Paladin is just I think it's a religious dude, or is that like a.
Yeah, it's like a religious knight.
Yeah. Big George, thank you for that. Dropping the soap says, hey, Jeffrey, I just turned on the radio. You guys are saying something about Bill Cosby and your dog? Yeah, I'm going to absolutely Bill Cosby my dog. And as soon as my dog comes to after that, he'll probably, every time I'm over by his water bowl, he'll probably cover it with his paw. Like, no, you keep moving. Lost Toby says, can you teach my dogs that? They run in my car every chance they get. Listen, he immediately leapt into the car like he thought it was a good idea. And then as soon as he was in there, he forgot. Or he forgot it was a good idea and remembered some bad stuff. So eventually he'll be fine. Let's see. Navy Brad says, will there be a blender party where we can bring our pets? No. No.
Dear God,
no, that ain't happening. Rye Guy says, can't wait. Yeah, we can't wait either, buddy. Don't get us wrong. We do want to hang out. We really, really do. By the way, today is National Cereal Day. What's your favorite cereal? What's your favorite cereal?
Frosted Flakes.
Respect. It's all right. It's a bit sugary, but all right. I every day, if I am not eating something my wife makes, I'm having Honey Nut Cheerios. I like
that's good.
And then
I like the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Raisin Bran, which my wife says don't eat that until the weekend because I understand. So Frosted Flakes for you. How about you, Randy?
I got this granola stuff that Kim got over at the Costco. I like that.
Mucilex?
No, it's not Mucilex. No. No, it's this really good granola. I know it sounds weird, but it's like this chunky granola stuff. I like to eat that. It's from the Costco.
Yeah, you're talking about granola. There's people out there right now going, granola, I knew it. You're a left-wing liberal. You some bitch eating your granola like a hippie from Berkeley. Calm down, man.
If you're man enough to call me that.
Calm down. It's just cereal.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of texts I get, man. I got so many text people saying, well, I just mentioned having CNN on as a joke, and everybody's like, well, I got a CNN. Somebody else is like, well, Fox this, well, PBS. And then somebody called me a commie for watching BBC.
Which is just insanity because anyway, whatever.
How many different news sources do we have?
Yeah, I mean, what if you're not watching Newsmax? You're just come on, like really, it's news. Just watch the network that makes you feel informed. Damn it, leave everybody alone.
Yeah, damn it.
So I was watching the OAN. Does that make you people happy? Some of you, I think it will.
It might. Oh my God.
Sorry, back to the cereal.
Granola.
I got
Costco.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch in the pantry. We got some Raisin Bran. But yeah, my go-to I always feel most normal after Honey Nut Cheerios. Fed Fan says she likes the Golden Grams. Oh yeah, listen,
Golden Grams are great.
I like a lot of cereal, but everyday kind of cereal. I can't eat Fruity Pebbles every day. I love a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. I like shredded wheat, but sometimes I also like to poop. So that just sits with you for a minute. You know what I mean? Rye Guy says generic Fruity Pebble and grape nuts. Wait, why generic? Why not the real thing? Is it a money thing? Or sometimes generics of certain cereals are better than the originals. So that's what I'm trying to ask him. It's kind of an insensitive way of asking, but you get the question. Cocoa Puffs, says Navy Brad. Killer Rabbit says, my problem with cereal, no matter what cereal, you can never have one bowl. You got to eat until the milk is done. No, I eat one bowl and I drink the milk.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I'm tired of people getting a bowl of cereal and then having it flooded with milk and not drinking the milk. That was really more for the people at this house. Hefty Lefty says, well, maybe you should watch the Oprah Winfrey Network. Is that what you're watching? No, OAN, and I'm not watching that either. That was a joke. Straight to A Rage says, Honey Bunches of Oats. Oh, that is good stuff. Sometimes, though, if it sits for just a moment, it kind of gets kind of thick. And
you got to eat it fast. Yeah.
Blissful A says, Ted Bundy's my favorite serial killer. Thank you, Blissful Hayes. Hefty Lefty says, I can eat Honey Bunches of Oats until I go into diabetic shock. Yeah, I think the Fruity Pebbles would do that quicker than the Honey Bunches of Oats. Mystery Girl says, Special K Strawberry. Yum. That is the most grown-up text we've had.
Yeah.
Special K Strawberry. Yeah. Anyways, today's National Cereal Day. That was the whole point. Let's talk about some bets that we lost because Drake lost, and this cracks me up, $275,000 that he put on Jorge Masvidal. Wow. Yeah, he thought that Masvidal was going to win that, but of course, as I predicted, I wish I'd bet on it, but Colby Covington, unanimous decision, pretty much cleaned up on that fight. Did not look like Masvidal had a chance at any point. I mean, it was very lopsided. I'm sorry you lost your bet, Randy, but you only lost $10, right?
I lost $1.50.
Oh, even better. Good for you.
Yeah. I don't bet $10. I work too damn hard for my money.
All right. No, I feel better, but I felt bad for you over the weekend. I was like, oh, that's $10. But Drake, $275,000.
Well, I guess when you have that kind of money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Of course, Covington heard about it. And so he comes out and he's like, go back to selling those bleepy albums and get your money back. Drake, you suck at sports betting. Get back to your bleepy little albums and rapping and stuff. Wow. What he didn't know is Drake did put down $1.25 million on a bunch of Super Bowl bets, including the Rams winning, which they did. And he bet on Odell score. So Drake is gambling big, but he's not necessarily sucky at sports betting, unless somebody knows about a bunch of other stuff he's lost. Most recently on the Super Bowl, he did better than Mattress Mac. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I don't actually know Drake's sports betting history, but I imagine it's probably if he's betting the way he's betting, like on the Super Bowl, and I know he's gotten some NBA Finals stuff right before.
Don't bring up Drake in the NBA Finals. He's my least
No,
favorite
he's absolutely
Canadian.
annoying. He's
Oh my
completely
God.
annoying. I'm just saying he's bet correctly in the finals before.
I forgot about how much of a jackhole he was sitting there with the Raptors, and massaging the coach. Just stop. Wasn't that Nick Nurse he was giving the rub down to?
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just happy he lost the money. I lost money that I didn't bet, Randy. I didn't bet on Covington. I didn't bet on Covington because I looked at it and I was like, even if I bet $1, I'm getting so little back. What's the point? And I didn't even know that there was golf going on, and we didn't talk about it. I thought, well, it must not be important. Scheffel won. Scheffel won again.
No, well, Scotty Scheffler.
That's why I said Scheffler.
Not Xander Schauffele.
Not Scheffel. This was
Scheffler.
Right. The guy I won with before won.
Yes.
I did not. Right. I should have bet on him again.
And
he's
he came.
hot.
He won last month here in Arizona, and he won again. Yeah, he won in the Arnie Palmer. That was an amazing comeback by him too. He got hot in the last round, man, and he just figured it out. Yeah. Scotty Scheffler.
Rye Guy says generic Fruity Pebbles are insanely delicious, but better than the OG. He says, fair enough.
Really?
What version? You say generic. What store do you get them at? Bruno Baller says, I get my news from the Daily Blender because it's not happening here. It doesn't matter. I can't disagree with that at all.
That's true.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says, you ever had high fiber, 14 grams of fiber, 0 grams of sugar? It'll make you poop just by opening up the bag.
Wow.
I've never had to poop that much. Raisin Bran does it pretty good. It's not the brand. It's them raisins. They're like
just
a little
opening the bag.
miniature
You
prunes.
got to go down the hall.
I know the feeling.
Wow.
Do we even bother talking about Major League Baseball? Do we even bother?
No.
Yeah. This is how bad it's got. Last Friday, Dansby Swanson and Jock Peterson went to work at Papa John's. I'm not even making that up.
Oh, no.
Last Friday, they made pizzas. They folded boxes. They had a shift as a preseason pro. All players who participate get the same benefits as regular employees. So I guess going out there as a publicity thing, they work a day and they get, I don't know, half off pizzas. I don't know, but this is what it's come to. Papa John's hiring Major League Baseball players. And so, I heard that the union came and here's our idea. And the owners just laughed and laughed and laughed. Is that pretty much it?
Well, there's been no real movement at all.
They should open up a box of this high fiber Hefty Lefty's talking about.
Yeah.
And there'll be movement immediately.
and then what you do is you leave the box of it in there, and then you lock the doors behind them, and they're not allowed to leave until they negotiate something.
Yeah, it certainly looks very bleak at this point, and I expect Rob Manfred and the ownership group to start canceling another section of games. If something doesn't happen here in the next 24 hours, I would expect Commissioner Manfred to open up the microphone and can another block of games. So, we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. We got to take a break. Hey, Swazman, thanks for the photos of all your puppies. Puppies. I love puppies. And no, listen, I'm pretty accomplished as a dog trainer myself. So when I speak about these are things that I'm working on correcting and loving this new dog through. So, but I appreciate the offer of help. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We have on this date in Big George's sports history, oddly early because coming up at 4:45 p.m., we got the Southern Conference Championship right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
Hey, Arizona, FanDuel is giving you the chance to shoot threes on your son's home court. Just visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center from March 13th to the 17th and place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. You can enjoy the outdoor terrace at America's #1 sportsbook and watch live games on over 40 TVs. New to FanDuel, sign up online using promo code DALE1580 through the app to get your first online bet, risk-free up to $1,000. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. You must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs on 3/17 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Restrictions apply. Full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement. Yeah, that sounds about right. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. The Jets is through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Comes down, dribble.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, the home for March Madness.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Monday. Beautiful skies outside. I mean, absolute beautiful clouds. The temperature is perfect. Great time of year to get outside. Maybe you got one of those, remember as a kid, you guys shooting hoops outside? And, you know, getting out there and you had that basketball hoop on your house. I did. I had mine on my house. And I would go out there and spend hours and hours and hours just shooting hoops, you know. Of course, mine wasn't official height. Yeah, my dad could only put it up so high. So we didn't have the rigging, you know, all that stuff. So he just
ladder.
He took a ladder. He took it up there, and then he nailed it into the fascia. And so that came down quite often.
Dads did actually.
Yeah. But listen, if you want to shoot on a real basketball hoop, like my friend Dale Hellstray was just telling you, visit the FanDuel Sportsbook at Footprint Center between the dates of March 13th to March 17th. Place any $100 plus bet on the bracket with at least plus 400 odds. Then register at FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court. So you can go out there and shoot some threes. You get a period of time. I think it's 30 seconds to shoot threes. And then you can also join the FanDuel Sportsbook for the opening night of the NCAA tournament at the Sportsbook there at the Footprint Center. Enjoy their outdoor terrace, America's #1 sportsbook, and watch live games on over 40 TVs. And if you're new to FanDuel, sign up online using promo code Randy1580 through the app to get your first online bet risk-free up to $1,000. Put your shooting skills to the test March 17th. Go to FanDuel.com/Phoenix to get your spot on the court and learn more. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. In-person wager at Footprint Center required. Shootout occurs March 17th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
All right, so we don't have a lot of time left. I guess let's do this. Get it out of the way, so we don't get in trouble. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Back in the year 1914, in the last inning of an intra-squad exhibition game of the International League's Baltimore Orioles, the recently signed George Herman Ruth Jr. hit his first professional home run, a 400-foot shot at the Cape Fear Fairgrounds in Fayetteville. Fayetteville?
Fayetteville.
Thank you. State marker claims the moniker Babe was given a 19-year-old in this North Carolina city.
You know why, right? Because he was too young, to really fend for himself, I guess, at the time. And Jack Dunn, the manager, kind of sort of adopted him. And so they call him, hey, where's the babe? Where's the kid? That kind of thing. So that is why.
Nice. Very good there, Big George. Very good. But it
right.
makes us pine a little more for baseball.
I see what you did there. 888-368-1580. Thank you.
Someone would.
Good Cat sent a picture of his dog right there. I will never be mad when people send me pictures of their pets. Well, unless they're cats. Don't want to see cats. I love dogs. Rye Guy says, well, I love baseball. Been listening to college baseball online for free over on the TuneIn. Not only is it great while grilling in the sun there, it's a great substitute for Major League Baseball while we're waiting for opening day. If you love the game, try out the college baseball.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And at Old Phoenix Muni Stadium, that's been purchased by ASU. The Sun Devils are in action out there, so you can go out there, relatively inexpensive to go out there and enjoy a night at the ballpark, watch Sun Devils. Also this weekend, I was watching this weekend on the MLB Network. If you have the capability to get that, they had the Shriners Hospital Classic that was going on in Houston. And a lot of the big teams were there. Texas, LSU, South Carolina was there. I'm trying to run through the list in my head. I watched a lot of great college baseball this weekend. It was fun.
Right. We've got teams that we can support. GCU baseball, ASU baseball.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, last year we had a couple of GCU baseball games on our station, so we may end up having that again this year. I'm not sure, but you're right, absolutely right. When the pros don't know how to get it done, you always have the college version, which is pros of tomorrow. We can't afford an echo thing, so
no.
Hefty Lefty says, I thought they named him Babe because of the pig. That movie came long after he died, Hefty Lefty.
Yeah.
So what do you say, since now we got all our work out of the way, and I think we got about 14 minutes now until it's time to go. So Randy, what do you say we spin the wheel of sports? Because I don't want to get deep into too much football stuff. We can do that tomorrow.
Yeah. No, here it is.
All right. Next thing on the wheel. Robert Kraft, owner of the Patriots, got engaged to Dana Blumberg. And
did she formerly of the Jupiter massage parlor that he used to go visit quite frequently?
Help me out quickly, Keon. Look up.
Wondering
when did he get in trouble in the massage parlor? Because here it says Kraft and Blumberg have been dating since 2019.
Well, I think that was 2018.
When he was 78 and she was 45. So let me show you. I tried to print a picture, but I guess all the red ink is gone, so it's all in blue.
Boy. Yeah, look at that.
But hold on here.
There's the happy couple right there.
Yeah, that's a really bad. You got to look it up.
Just a little more happy than she does.
Well, you can't tell because of how bad my printer did this, but
he's smiling and she's just slightly grinning.
She's a top eye doctor, so don't you dare call her a gold digger. She's a top eye doctor.
I wasn't inferring that.
Oh, I will all damn day. There's no reason she's with him other than he's 80. I could do a few years. That's the only reason she's with him.
So when did they start dating?
2019, it says.
That's when it happened. January 18th, 2019 was the massage parlor incident.
There's no woman who stays with you through the massage parlor incident unless you know what I'm saying. So she's an eye doctor. I don't know what. Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, it turns out they're gonna get. She has a 10-carat diamond on her ring right now.
And okay, that explains very. He's
No kidding.
billions richer than her. Just because she's got money and she's doing well for herself, he's billions ahead of her.
So today she's apologizing to the guy whose cheek she cut while working the thing on his eye. Oh, sorry about that. It doesn't matter. I'm quitting this job. I will never look into your stupid eyes again. Even if I only get a little, I'm a billionaire. Random texter says, yeah, that Bloomberg girl is a pretty good looking lady. And yeah, I mean, but he's 80, so
true love knows no boundaries, Jeffco.
I mean, Dick Van Dyke has he's like 90 something and his wife is 50 something. And so I guess I mean, I don't know if she's waiting around I don't know how much money Dick Van Dyke has, but they seem legitimately in love. Robert Kraft is not somebody that any woman could be legitimately in love with.
Why not?
Because of the massage parlor.
Show you the picture again.
It's the massage parlor. You have to.
If you didn't know that those two people were who they were, you'd be like, "That's nice of her to pose with her granddad. That's nice." Come on, man. 30 years difference. Shut up. Fed fan says maybe she's just as freaky as he is. That's what he's hoping.
Well, it's been since 2019. I hope you figured it out by now.
Again, she's like, so he's 80. If I keep doing the freaky things, one of these days,
super freaky. Yeah.
One of these days.
Wow.
Fed fan says if I'm dating an 80-year-old, it's for money only. Otherwise, I'd be just lying to everybody.
I got news for you, Fed fan. There are certain responsibilities that you will have to suffer through.
Yeah. Or maybe that's why she sent him to that massage parlor. No, I won't. But here's a card of someone who will.
I'm not touching that.
And if we get married, I still get your money. Maybe she drove him.
No.
She's like, I'm going to go shopping. Let me know when it's done.
Here's your allowance for the week.
Yeah.
Don't spend it in one place.
Lost Toby says, I'd date him for the money.
Wow.
I think I'd have to draw the line there.
Yeah.
There is no amount of money.
No, he starts with an engagement ring with me, or forget it. Spin the wheel, Randy. All right, so Shaquille O'Neal turned 50 years old the other day. He shut down an entire Miami hotspot for just his birthday party. He put all the money in it. He took over Prime 112 or 112, whatever it is, in South Beach. And here's the thing. Here's how you know it's a 50-year-old having a birthday. Party started at 7 p.m., ended at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a baller...
A young Shaquille O'Neal would have been disappointed in this current version of Shaq. Just very disappointed.
A young Shaquille O'Neal would have started at midnight.
Exactly what I'm saying. So this shows you a little bit there. There was a cake with candles. It was a Pepsi themed cake.
Hey, Pepsi, huh?
Yeah.
Did you say Pepsi or Pepsid?
No, Pepsi.
Oh, okay.
But lots of famous people, that sort of thing, having a good old time. But I'll be honest. I'm 51, and I don't want any party for me. Started at 6, and
so what time is your party going to start, Jeff?
You guys can party all you want. I'm going home probably 11. Not even kidding. Hefty Lefty says, I bet Bob Kraft eats high fiber cereal. He pretty much has to.
Wow.
There's two things that make him happy. One, the Bentley his son's got him, and two, a good BM. It just means it's a good day to be alive.
A good BM.
Yeah.
I don't remember what cereal we were talking about earlier, but I guarantee it that he eats that every morning.
Yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Sometimes for lunch. Random texter says that Blumberg girl is an eye doctor. She knows how to make herself go blind when necessary. Well, that's a good trick. That is a good trick. That way, I wish I'd known that trick the day Del Hellestray decided to change his shirt just standing in open office.
Shame on each and all of you.
If I knew how to make myself go blind, that would have been my moment. Now it's just therapy. Trying to forget. Oh, look, here's Dale. Dale says, Randolph, your boy's leaving early again?
Yes,
Every
Dale.
chance we get, Dale, suck it.
Yes, Dale. Yes, we are.
Anyway, so happy birthday, Shaquille O'Neal. Spin the wheel, Randy. So remember the Super Bowl there, and that kicker for the Bengals, he's like, I'm not needed for any strategy. I already know how to kick the ball. I'm going to watch this halftime show with Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z and not Jay-Z.
Okay.
Sorry, Dr. Dre. Although if Jay-Z had been there, that'd been amazing. And Eminem and the other people. Anyway, so he's like, this is a show of a lifetime. I'm just going to, he's sort of like, I'm going to watch it. So he stood there, he watched the whole thing. And it turns out not a popular move for him to do. The Bengals not happy. He tied Adam Vinatieri for most field goals made in a single postseason, which was 14. And he went 14 of 14, back-to-back game-winning field goals, and that's what got them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Still not happy with the fact that the cameras caught him sitting there like, whoa, watching the halftime show instead of being in the locker room with his teammates. And I guess special teams coordinator Darren Simmons says, that's a sore subject. I mean, that's a real sore subject. Really? I stand by this. There's no reason he needed to go in there. Were you going to include him on some of the planning? Were you going to say, I don't know what play we should do here? Evan, what do you say? Where the hell's Evan McPherson?
We had a jet sweep plan for him.
Son of a... we can't plan without him.
Bubble screen to the kicker.
I got to do it the sideline and says, kick that way. And that's all you got to do. He didn't need to be in there. Cut him a break. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Dale Hellestray, maybe he had this guy did need to probably be in the locker room. Long snapper Clark Harris also stayed on the field. You know what? He avoided the cameras. He was smart enough. See, I'm going to hang back here. But now the fact that it's been reported, I'm sure he's in trouble now.
Who says offensive linemen aren't smart? That was a slick move right there.
Oh yeah, I would never say an offensive lineman or defensive lineman's not smart. You think of doctors doing this stuff.
I am. Yeah.
I mean, Dale Hellestray is no doctor, but I'm saying they have doctors doing this stuff. So anyway, so Clark Harris and Evan McPherson probably going to catch a little heat. Will they cut him? Will they trade him? Will they?
They're not going to cut him.
What's shaping up to be one of the best kickers of this era? Yeah,
they're not going to cut him.
No, quarterback is important, but it's hard to find a decent kicker too. It's not as important. But when you don't have one,
should have walked out there during this and said, "Can I get you something?" That's what he should have done. Can I get you a drink? Would you like some popcorn? Yeah, you don't give him a hard time. He did what he was there to do, even though the rest of the team couldn't get it done.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
And remember, kickers are not football players. You don't have to be in the locker room. Do you think the other players are like, well, we had a lot of camaraderie in that locker room, but Evan McPherson wasn't there, and it really messed up the rest of the game for the rest of us. I'm just very upset with this.
I forget what documentary it was, or the documentary was about kickers and just how much pressure is on them. These dudes are isolated from the team already. Yeah. Like they're not respected in the same way that anybody else is. So you're just making a big stink about it just to make a big stink about it right now.
Yeah, they're not real football players. You could take that as an insult. You could also take it as a compliment. You have one job. Kick ball that way, in between those things, or at that guy, or just short of that guy. There's 3 variations on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. There's no strategy unless it's a trick play. If it's a trick play, you'd be in the locker room. Where's McPherson? God damn it, get him in here. And that would have been the end of it. Just seems silly for Darren Simmons would be like, oh, that's a real sore subject.
Oh, geez.
That's a real sore subject around here.
Our kicker wasn't in the locker room going through the X's and O's with us.
You
I'm
are
hurt.
just embarrassed because you didn't notice either until somebody pointed out the video after the game. Do you think Darren Simmons even noticed? He's like probably in there like, roo, rah, rah, yeah, okay, let's go, guys. He never even noticed until somebody showed him the video. I guarantee it.
When the most noticeable member of the special teams unit was not noticed, that ought to tell you about what he does and how and how important his being there should have been.
The man is money. He's money, and he should be paid money. And I can give him a half of a break. Of course, if they give him enough heat, Evan McPherson, I'm sure, will never do that again. He's a rookie, wasn't he? A rookie?
Yeah.
So I think you were probably fine with McPherson. 888-368-1580. Good Cat says, a good BM makes anybody happy.
Absolutely.
He's not wrong. You are not wrong, Good Cat. Absolutely not wrong. We don't have time to spin the wheel again. So let me fill you guys in on what's happening here on 1580 The Fanatic this week. You got the Southern Conference Championship next. Go Keon's team. Boo other team.
Go Mox.
Yeah, okay. Then tomorrow is the West Coast Championship at 5:45 p.m. Wednesday, the Patriot League Championship at 5:15 p.m. Then Thursday, they have raised their stats to number 4, GCU, in their playoff game against to be determined. Whoever wins Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see the Lopes Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Then there's a lot that still remains to be figured out. We might have the Pac-12 semifinals on Friday night, or we might have GCU if they progress on Friday night. We got NASCAR all weekend long. So much stuff. Keep listening so you know what is happening. All right, guys. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Bruce Jacobs here again from my friends at Pro Copy. For the last year, you've heard me talk